can and will be used against you, so be careful. It's going to take a couple of minutes. Let me pull it up on YouTube and X, and we're currently banned from going live on Facebook, but it'll be up in 2 hours. And I'll tag you on that. Hang on one second. Okay, I got it. All right. So let me say this. I've done 4,000 plus shows, and I've always, kind of tapped into dialects and cultural, effects on the language, right? And with you, I couldn't do it. So I'm going to have to say to you, first of all, welcome to Soulogy. Thank you for coming in to share sacred space and to express yourself openly as you're comfortable to do. And honoring us with your presence, because all of our presence is duly to be honored, right? But instead of saying your name and introducing you, you're going to have to say it because it's both beautiful and I can't even begin to think how to say it.
Yeah, so as I said before, sorry, my face is a little bit puffy for the tooth. So I try to speak slow because I want to export some energy to all our people. Well, they gave me Amrita Nath because Amrita is the infinite life, right? The God's nectar. And Nat, because of the Nut lineage, I had many. Thank you. I had many passes. I was born as a unnatural birth, meaning my mother received me in a space. Oh, this is my mother received me. Yeah, this is Gigi. Like this is we are working in the same space in the Philippines as
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Let's go to the same.
female and masculine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can feel your journey. I can feel your strength. I can feel your courage. I can feel your grace. And I feel like that we're being invited into a space where we can bring the human and the multidimensionality and the soul. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Because my story is that I'm a cosmic being, so I remember that part. And the masters always found me, so it's not. I received from different lineages, different initiations. So the last initiation was the Nut lineage, which is the Siddhas, right? So I learned the path of the Siddha, and I learned how to activate and to use the mystical and magic energy in a very stabilized energy. Meaning, it's not only the new age channel where we receive from source or through different cosmic star nations, but I receive and then I stabilize it in the body, and I work through the body for everyone to embody this energy and not. It's very safe in this way because what I was teached through the different moments of my life for different masters, like that many of the new channelers and the new agers are losing, like they don't know how to stabilize fully the energy, and that's why there's many attacks on them, because you have to ground and embody, not always fly in the highest field
No.
and receive.
No, that's not going to work anymore. No. That's not going to work anymore. I love your description. I love the way that you lay it out. It's there's so many ways to explain it, but the reality is, like when you said, you basically said, I'm doing this for myself and for the universe, beyond the collective. Like we're in this sacred space where it's so weird and strange, and we just have to be ourselves, including our full multi-dimensionality. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, it's wild. Keep going. Thank you.
Because it's about, yeah, first the self, but not in the ego self. It means to be the I am presence in the source consciousness. But the source consciousness means not to lose your identity, but to be a part in the full spectrum. So when you are source consciousness, that means we are all one there, and we are all receiving the most purity, the field of a deep purity. And so there's no danger actually, because if we are not going through identification, like I'm Isis, I'm Sophia, I was given many, many names, many names. I
Yes.
had like, I had
That's the
like
truth.
different,
You're speaking the truth. And
yeah,
they came across as much as the traumas and the labels we gave ourselves and
yeah,
the mask we had. So it's like crazy. Like this level of intelligence is crazy. Like it's
yeah,
wild. And it's being understood like through a conversation like this. Even if it was just two people.
yeah,
It's being turned on, and all
yeah.
this stuff going out there, wars and this and that, and disclosure, and they ain't got nothing on this. It's like a fly on an elephant's ass.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Because we are living in a total different timeline. We are creating our own timeline. So if you're living source consciousness, like fully embodied, that means you are that. And you are not influenced by anything what's around you, what is negative, what is, you don't fall in the drama, because source is only a loving field. But that means you have to work on your ego self first, because you have to leave your ego behind and your identity. So, my past was that many names, many energies, many powers, and I always had to leave them behind each time. So now I reached on the Sophia consciousness. That means, at the eternal rebel. So, what I feel, because many women claim to be Sophia, yeah, but to be the embodiment of Sophia is totally different than playing out only, a part of it. Yeah, because the embodiment of Sophia means you have to mm, I'm going through the suffering of all the feminine, and then I have to purify it. That's why my tooth, because I went through a deep process with our people here, because we have our students and our uh, disciple. I can't even say disciple, because disciple is not a bad word when you know what it means actually, because the master or the guru is the one which is guiding, safely, in a safe way, because new age now is so much in war with everything, what is not understood actually, because we are like, my Sophia ray means I'm the eternal rebel, and I give them freedom, but then when I see they have the freedom, and then the ego mind is not resolved yet, like, it's like little children which didn't learn yet what me, like, the the
Which are reflections of ourselves, right? Like
Mhm.
these things that we're seeing, like the hermetic principles, or what goes around comes around, or whatever, law of Ra or Ra law of one.
Yes.
This is an intelligence that's higher than all of that. It's higher than everything and anything that we know. And so, what I find fascinating, that in each present moment, it's there. This space that we've like had through many different experiences, meditation, dimensional experiences, hallucinogens, plant medicine, whatever the case is. But it's coming online now. And it's so
Yes,
bizarre in terms of the way that we narrated life, the paradigm that we're
yes,
coming from. This is like a whole new place. This is where so many things that came behind us aren't coming with us. Even things like forgiveness or
yes,
earth love, or, it's like it's a surrender the whole way. And that is the nature of the game. Because why would we put something together like this? The
yes.
pain and the
Thank you.
suffering and all that, if we weren't going to do it for a very good reason, right? And I feel like that's
Yes.
where we come into, and it's starting to be seen. It's
Ripple.
starting to be seen, and I believe a big part of that is the feminine voice in form is being heard.
Yes, yes,
Thank you,
thank you.
thank you.
The feminine voice in form, that's exactly what it is. Because if you're embodying the Sophia code, that means you have to be ready to hold the drama behind as well. Because we are just walking the path of the feminine was always, suppressed. We know that. But Magdalene, I wrote something about the Magdalene essence today, because Magdalene is the part where, the same, she walked the path with Jesus, and the tantric energy was the resurrection, why Jesus could resurrect the car body, and all of that knowledge behind in the Egyptian mystery school, right? So now we are moving up, because we are not anymore into the suffering part. The feminine has to rise, but not even as the matriarchal form, because that's a division as well. So my path here is to unite in the Heros Gamos version, in the masculine and feminine. That means I'm working together with the divine masculine here in the Philippines. He's my spiritual partner in the highest form, in the cosmic form. So we are just bringing down a fully balanced essence between masculine and feminine, because many women I see now, they're angry on the masculine, so they want to bring only the matriarchal form, but that doesn't work either. Like when I was initiated, through the source consciousness, I always received, okay, masculine and feminine, why we have Ida and Pingala, why we have the moon and the sun, why everything is masculine and feminine. If it wouldn't, be like that, that there's not the feminine just can exist, or the masculine. So we have to live in a full balanced energy field. It means the highest sensitivity in the feminine, with the strength of the masculine, which is still the part of Shiva, which is still the part which holds the full field. Because when the Shakti moves fully, the energy, the creation, that means she can move fully when she's protected. Yes, we can protect ourselves because we are powerful, but the protection on the highest cosmic field, in the multidimensional field, as we know it, it's a total different field. Because when we move there, it's the unseen. So in the unseen, we need the same structure. So it ripples. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of ripples both way. To me,
Mhm.
I mean, really both ways. I remember like 2 or 3 years ago, my soul came in and said, "You realize I'm learning as much from you as you are from me." And at
Yeah.
some point, I think a handoff has taken place. And so many people through, and thank you so much for telling your story as you've experienced it, because that's where the code is. It's not in the words, it's in the frequency, the truth frequency. And that's really what I feel inclined to pursue in these shows and so on. But that's where the truth is. That's where the message is. It's through adding more frequencies to an ever expanding vibration. And a big part of the vibration, I feel like that what's been happening since January 1 or whatever, and I know that's the Gregorian calendar and all that, is
Mm.
people speaking their truth, really
Yes.
standing in their truth. I am a
Yes.
galactic being. I am an angelic being. I am an elemental. I am all of the above. I am this. I am that. I am a human who has been curled up in a ball in fetal position, crying my eyes out, wondering if I was crazy. I have been in a
Mm.
psych ward in a jail. I have been all over the place, heavens and hells, all the same thing. And that's what I'm seeing in these shows since about mid November, building where people show up
Yes.
with their multidimensionality and their human hand in hand.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Now we are going, like, now we are being in the scene. That means we are not accepting anymore uh, the hidden path, because we have too many, like, I'm looking for the star seeds now, because we are teaching the embodiment means to create new masters, because we need masters on this earth. We need masters which hold the frequency, which
Do
clears
you
people.
let me ask you this? Do you feel like, because I've heard quite a few sisters refer to this and say this, and I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I really feel like I'm catching what you're saying, like we're intersecting, and that was that the reality of coming together in the physical density,
Yeah.
skin to skin in the same space, is coming online real quick. And my
Yeah.
question is, what you were talking about, what you were saying, do you feel like there's a relationship between that and, like in other words, you or me or anybody else or any group of people that actually came together, and I've experienced this, but the energy is totally different now, where you come together in the physical. And it's not what's said. It's the energy of, it's the, you know what I mean?
But
You know what I mean? I
yes.
mean, yeah. Do you think there's a relationship to that? Do you feel like that we're going to be having
Yeah,
those?
because
Uh,
we are bringing the formless into form. This is the job here, because as we are multidimensional or cosmic, that means we are up there, we are already formless. When you reach source consciousness, you're not anymore into even, Sophia or whatever it is, or my alien, my avatar alien. We are just without form. So, what is the story here? To bring all the knowledge into the form. That's why we are where we have a human body, like we are not sitting here in our avatar form. So that's very yeah, it's very hard
that's
because
true.
it's painful,
Yeah, it is hard. You explain it perfectly. That is exactly what's happening. It's like the gods that we are laughing at the same time. The humans going, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
At the same
Yes.
time. But that's the beauty of it, is
Mm.
we're actually finding a place, 0 point, soul highway, whatever you
Mm.
want to call it, where
Mm.
we're taking both into the same place in this physical body, and the
Yes.
other side of it is exploding, right? I mean,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
exploding.
Look at the Schumann resonance every day, because we are doing the work. We are doing the work here. We are putting the frequency on the level that the energy moves. People start to awaken very easy, very fast. But that means we need to have masters that we can ground these people, because they don't know what's happening to them. Kundalini, spontaneous Kundalini awakening, spontaneous light language, and all that. There has to be. That's why we are, like, our school is cosmic. So we want to teach the children, the cosmic children, which come already with another frequency. So where do they go when they start to speak light codes? We had already some of the blue rays. We had so many problems here because we were misunderstood. Nobody saw us, and we had no school, we had no teachers in that. So that's why the message, like our message, is here to bring the knowledge in a form that it's understandable for for that frequency. So freedom. That's why I'm in the Philippines too, because the Philippines naturally is first Lemuria. So it's the hidden Lemuria. It's where the gold is and everything. So of course the Anunnaki knew that place. Of course everybody passed here, but the mystics, they know how to hide it very carefully. But I had to come here to find my second half, on this journey, because uh, it's so powerful, but it's not exposed like everywhere else. And here the heart reigns. They are just, here's no I, here is we consciousness. That means already the family system is in we. So where do we start to ground that energy? Of course, to a grid which is already open, and from that grid we expand all of that essence and this energy, because I'm Austrian, and we are doing a lot of teachings in Austria as well, but we are going around. But then we have the grid is here. It expands from here. Why the ring of fire? I'm sitting in the ring of fire.
When you,
you know
but like, let's break it down. Let's break it down to something we can all relate to in this crazy fusion of the soul and the human. When you say that fire, when that's coming from you, that's coming from
yes,
your root. And somehow or
yes,
another, that's connected to the collective. And the
yes,
collective is, as we're starting to discover, far beyond the solar system or galaxy. It's the entire
okay,
multiverse. So this is
yes.
huge. Now, a lot of
Huge.
people would look at someone like you and say, wow, man, she's got like figured out, I'm like, I would like to, spend some time with her and just be in her space or whatever the case is. But in terms of the human experience, do you go through still those challenges of an old memory or a trigger or this or that? And if you do, how do you go through it?
Well, I'm going through challenges, but it's the collective pain. I'm not anymore into my own human karma pain. It's already, I that's already passed. I passed the threshold. So that means when something very deep happens, when I'm working as the Sophia code. I was told I have to bring back, the cosmic children through. It's not anymore through the physical conception. Conception? No, it's we are receiving.
Yeah, no, that's the fun part. The birth is what you're talking about.
But this is where I'm in right now. I want to bring in the children in the truthful form.
Yeah,
That means it comes in with the vibration. So not anymore the man, woman. The sexuality, the tantric
yeah,
field.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the lower field. We are like the tantric field. I embody the full tantric field.
Yeah,
That
but I mean,
means the
it's like like what you're talking about is so real because you are including in your story the human, right?
yeah,
And there is this understanding that there's something greater than physical sex. But there's
yeah.
also this understanding that what you can remember, so to speak, or the memories you have, or the instincts that you have in terms of sacred sexuality, when you combine that with the depth of the human experience, and I feel like that's the space we're in. I feel like the space we're in is you moved into the mother's womb, it's a holy darkness, you don't know what the hell is going on, but you do know that you could not have entered this space unless you were clear, unless you were totally
Yes,
clear,
yes.
pure intention, unconditional love, like
Yeah.
aligning free will with
And the
universal will.
trauma, how many women I have which had sexual abuse. Like that's my field. I heal wombs, and cancer, which is related to breast, the womb, because it's all the mother wound is related to the breast, and the uterus is related to sexual abuse, right? So That's my main work actually when I'm doing work on humans, and
On
and I'm
humans. Hey, look, we already.
yeah, well,
you
you
said you said. Keep going, but I just have to make this joke because you said you humans. We
know.
know. Look, we know you're an alien, but no, really, this what you're talking about is a very deep thing. I felt that in my heart, and
Yes,
I
yes,
feel like that this message needs to be spoken for women,
yes.
right?
Yes. Because when I'm going, even it doesn't matter where it is, in the Philippines, in Austria, in Malaysia, in Bali, everywhere where I've been, I've seen the same thing. There's so much trauma in the families. The abuse of the father, of the cousin, of the uncle, of the friend. And now this is my part. I want to clear. That's the field. It needs to be cleared so the collective feminine can receive again these cosmic children. They want to come in a healed womb. They want to come in a healed consciousness. Like these new children, they're ready to come in, but only when the human part is aligned with all that frequency. Because when I was born, my mother's womb, like she hosted me, but she nearly died with me because my DNA was different than hers. So now we are living in a completely different timeline. We can bring these children in without trauma, without karma, like already full of consciousness and knowing, because this will be the future leaders. And that's the most beautiful path actually to take in.
Yes. Yeah. There's so much to this. I mean, there's, so many people, like in the circles I've been in for 14 years, that are pulling in their own personal intel, their own understanding. And I've watched it happen over the years where the evolution was we all started to express it. And that at some point, maybe a couple of years ago, it all started to become the same message. And what
Yes.
you're talking about and what you're feeling, it's not even the words, it's the resonance. And there's so many people, I believe, that can relate to that. And it's not based on the number of likes or views or whatever the case is. But the bottom line is, if you want to ask me, it's allowing the sisters to speak.
Yes. Yeah. I have goosebumps
Thank
now.
you.
Thank Thank you. So the sisters to speak means like the energy we are working with is the most intense what we have here on this earth. It's the it's the Siddha energy, it's the source energy, it's the energy which goes direct to the karma field. So it means it's darshans, it's we are releasing karmas, we are unwinding uh, mm, the timelines. And so it's very, very, very deep when you come. That's why we are not having millions of followers, or but the people which come to us, they stay because they understood that everything change, everything they will go, will step fully in their blueprint. They will fully understand who they are, they will fully heal. And even it's we can be here lifetimes, as it was usual. The gods have no span of age. So when we do the right work in the right follow up, like everyone can be healed and everyone can be uh, in the full essence of who they are. It's the ego trap which holds them back, because they are so happy with the little things. They're happy with their little house, with their little husband or wife, and like they can have everything. And but no, just little things, and then they get upset, and then they have to hold on something, and they lose their life, and then they have to come back again and have to live it again, and then source again tries it again. Are you ready now? Are you want to experience it now? Yeah. And so it goes on and on. Mm. Yeah, the ego trap is very, very profound in people, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, yeah, I really feel like that these. Can you hear me? Am I right?
Yes, yes, I hear
Okay.
you. Yeah.
Okay. Like I really feel like conversations like this are offering, from what I've seen. My experience is not like everybody else's, but this is what I do and I've done for a long time. But
Mm,
that's offering the greatest code, the
mm,
greatest transformational moment. You know what I mean? It's true.
mm.
It's like, you show up and you start to recognize that the
Thank
person
you.
across from you has all the multidimensionality that you do, which
Mm,
means they have access to all that knowledge. And the only
yeah.
thing standing between me and them is judgment and these sub
Yes.
programs from the fear and death bullshit programming that's in this fuckery of this narcissistic realm. And we're basically breaking out of it. We're breaking out of it.
Trust.
And
Yeah.
the feminine energy, like to me, it's like something happened and it kind of got weird.
Mm,
And the
yeah.
answer was true love. And you know, and I know, and everybody knows, you cannot enter that space. You cannot enter the mother's womb. As she told me, this is a part of me I don't even know, but you can only get there through purity. And we go
Yes.
into that space. And that's what I feel
Yeah.
like we're doing. So it's not about what's been going on. It's about what the hell are we about to do? Because we're about to create a bunch of universes and solar systems and planets and you know all the way down to
Mm,
lives, micro, macro. I mean, really, this is the level of the energy that we have. Thank you.
yes. Yes. Because it's about you mentioned purity. Purity doesn't mean in the ancient way, the church, which breaks down, their own way of purity, that you can do this and that, and then you will suffer, and then you will be punished. Purity means just egoless. Egoless means that your heart space is fully open and you're fully in your highest sensitivity. That means even the siddha that I was taught is on a lower spectrum than where we are now. We are now on the full source consciousness. That means we are not using any power. We are just using the full heart space, the mystic heart. And that's the space of the Philippines, the mystic heart. That means we are fully aligning with the flow of source. So full trust and full purification, because you cannot judge anything what comes towards you. So that's how I play it out. I play it out when you asked me before about if I'm not going down anymore. It's I'm going down only when the consciousness of the people which are connected to me are pure, because we are the filter, because we reach that part that we can move the energy between our people and filter everything and purify and amplify it. So if there is a resistance in the consciousness of the unity, that means I have to take the hit. Yeah.
I thought there was no more pain and suffering. No,
Oh,
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're
but
saying.
it's very fast. It's not like it's in days or months or years. It just takes a few hours, because that's the we are just like the vessels of the purification, because we can hold the essence, we can hold, and then yeah, it's the newest form, the newest technology of purification.
but it's actually very old.
Yeah, it's very old. It's very
but but
ancient.
but I mean, like, like this density is so
Mm,
dense in the
mm,
physicality to be in
yeah.
a body, to have
Mm,
a gender,
mm,
I mean, the whole thing and all the things that are on top of that, all the overlays. But to come
mm,
to a point where you break down the game
mm,
all through those different
mm,
levels coming back, and the last one's masculine and feminine.
mm.
I feel like a lot of stuff has gone on in the last 3 months, 4 months in that
Yeah.
field, in the
Once.
masculine and the feminine, in all of us.
Mm,
And it's crazy. It's wild. It's like what you were talking about. And
mm,
like all these things that we concern ourselves about, all these things that we have allowed our focus to be on, like it won't even be there in a blink of an eye. We're on some other level. We're crossing over into
mm,
another level that is, I guess you could say, never be seen before, but
mm. Yeah.
it's based
Actually,
on that. It's based on that, which I believe we came into these incarnations with, which is sacred union or sacred marriage
mm,
within self, where the masculine. I feel like we had that, but then we went in, we lost our memory, blah blah blah. We come down and we actually make this happen again
yes.
from
Yeah.
ourselves and then beyond. Like that's embodiment. That's
Mm,
anchoring. And I believe to what you said earlier that, the physical has, well, that's like the final touch, touche.
mm,
Thank you.
yeah. Yes. Because, mm, many gurus are only masculine. Or then you have the God realized feminine, like Ananda Maima, which came already, God realized, but she was untouched, right? But now we are in that field that we have to bring again the full knowledge around that. That means we are tantric. Tantric is the highest form of energy. It's the mechanism of the energy. So that means everything is tantric. Everything moves around us is tantric. So if the human don't activate that path, like they're asleep. But the tantric field was so torn apart with fake teachings that it's the sexuality. And then, with who are you changing sexuality? With somebody which is unhealed as well. So nothing can come out of this. That means what we are teaching first, the purification of your lower chakras, because your lower chakras are the ones which is tamasic. So that means they have to be purified, that so the human can fully flow the full multidimensionality and the cosmic self. So why we are giving these three chakras actually? Because we have to ground as well. We have to ground on earth, on the earth grid. That was my most difficult part actually. It's very easy for me to be out of body,
That's because
but to
you're feminine and you're coming from the galactic. But
mm,
don't is to me the way the thing's playing out, it's all these collective streams coming down
mm,
to one. And part of that is this is happening whether you like it or not. And so
mm,
the last line of separation being the masculine and feminine.
yes.
I have felt this. I've seen this. I've not wrote about it. I've not really talked about it in the
Mm,
last 30 to 40 days. Like, say,
yeah.
December 1, maybe even into November. I don't know. But my point is, part of me is starting to feel that
Mm,
all of our retelling of what our experience has been
mm,
is saying the same thing, which is this is happening. We're seeing
mm,
each other at a deeper and deeper level every day without pretension.
mm,
We're coming into a space that we can kind of like take a breath because it's happening anyway. And every one of us has been a valiant soul in the flesh, and
Yes.
we all suffered. We've all been through the pain, and it's all the same thing. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's where, it's like what I've seen, kind of steadily since middle of May last year on the shows. Over, the evolution of it, seeing people show up with their multi-dimensionality and they're human at the same time like you're doing tonight. And
Yeah.
that's been probably the highlight of my time online. 6,000 video productions. I mean, I'm serious. I feel like we're in a whole different terrain. We're in a whole different atmosphere. This shift is going down. It's not going down. It's it's
Going up.
already. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Thank you. So that's exactly what it is, the healed masculine and the healed feminine. So how can the healed masculine and the healed feminine ripple? Only when the highest consciousness accept the other part. So that means that's why Sophia is online again, because we have to unite the forces in the truthful field again. That means there's no fight, there's no war anymore between the feminine and the masculine, just the highest energy field which can unite beautifully. So this mystic heart, it means that we are always in the highest consciousness. In everything what we do, we will ripple. That's why we are creating this new tribe here with our people, because we are teaching them, and then they will ripple again, and everybody will ripple, and then we will put our energy in the grid from here, and the grid will ripple in the earth. So that's happening. That's happening, and I will not give up on that, because the new children, everything. When I was a child, like, I remembered my past already, and I was always told, okay, you have to bring back utopia. You have to bring back telepathy. When you're telepathic, you can't lie anymore because you speak only through truth. So that's the most beautiful field to be in, because we are speaking through our heart. We are open. We are not in the shadow. Our shadow is embodied, not being just seen and acknowledged. Embodied, because that's what many people do wrong too. It's a part of us, yin and yang. We are still duality here. When we move up on a higher consciousness, maybe that will shift too. But until then, we have to embody our shadow as well, and don't look away and not acknowledge it. That's the real healing part.
I'm with you 100%. And I love the way that you started with the masculine and the feminine and brought it down through what your eloquent words to really dark and light. It's the last line of separation in this crazy realm that we all had a part to do with. I mean, we all had free will to come here. You could put that at the minimum. We may have not designed it, but, the point is that, I don't know, for me, like especially like 2025 was like crazy. Like that was a whole different earth. I don't care what you knew, what modalities you knew, what past lives you knew. 2025 is like, oh, that shit's gone.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
so, you know
Because
what I mean?
the
So we go
purification.
through, you know what I mean? So we go through a year and we're 14, 15 days into the first month of 2026, which is a one. Last year was a completion year. And it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. And to me, one thing that has been coming back to me over and over again over like the last 2 weeks, like something was coming, was when I first reawoke in 2011, and I went on the street by my own choice for a couple of years. And the main thing I heard every day was, you know, you created this. Like not in a way of judgment, but in a way of what's there for you. And I feel like that's the space that we're all in. And it's weird because it's not like, read this book, take these courses, listen to this lecture. and you get to a point where you're like, okay, well, this is what we found out. No, it's like you get a shot of higher intelligence. Somehow or another, we're all connected. You have these synchronicities, right? And the information is exchanged. You can't even talk about it as it happens because it changes so quickly.
Yeah.
So, but to me, I mean, thank you for letting me say all that. I really appreciate it. But what I've seen, specifically from like mid-December on the show, specifically around the solstice, like the 2 or 3 days, whatever, all these sisters came on, and what they talked about didn't sound the same, but it was the same. Like your message, right? Like your presence. I mean, and I really
Thank
feel
you.
like, and the last thing I want to say, and I put a post on Facebook, is I've been doing this since 2012, March of 2012, right? And I've looked at the demographics and the metrics of the makeup in Soulogy. And Soulogy is a lot like any light worker, I would imagine, it'd be about the same. So back in 2012, it was 95% female and 5% male. Over the last 28 days, at least in the Soulgy community, it's gone to 55% male and 45% female. So there's something going on. And we may not be able to understand it consciously. We're not going to be able to understand it logically or rationally. And that is the feminine principle. Fuck all that. It's just the way, you know what I mean? It's just the way it feels. And when you combine that with the genius, I guess you would say, the genius that creates out of inspiration of his love for her, the masculine, this is the ground we're walking on. So the world ain't got nothing on us, nothing, right?
Yeah. Because the masculine, which was in the power position, didn't allow the feminine, and then the feminine was you didn't allow the masculine because she was hurt. So in our group we are always balanced, masculine and feminine since the beginning. I have children from 13 to, and my oldest is 82 years old, and
And
even
what,
82
wait,
years.
wait, 82?
Yes, 82. And she had full Kundalini activation, like that's why there's no
So, so
age
what
limit.
you're, so what you're describing is the physicality of you might say the monad, the soul family. You're connecting in the flesh with those that you have connected with in, let's say, the non-physical or the etheric, right? That's wild. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, yes, because the people when I 2 years ago I had to, like, I'm a walk-in, right? So 2 years ago I had to die again. It happened twice to me. When I was a child, 4 years old, because abuse, and then again now 2 years ago in India. So when this walk-in, like, that was the full embodiment of this code, yeah, of the source code or Sophia code, like the feminine god. I don't know how we want to, there's many words around that. From that day on I never stopped working, so that means all the people which came to me, they're still with me, because I created a new school. Then now we are creating a new school again, which is the cosmic alignment process, which has all the cosmic intelligence, the source consciousness, the highest heart consciousness, the learning of light language, the activation of Kundalini, the purification of the, because many say, yeah, we don't have a chakra system and a Kundalini. Yes, but they first need to go through that space in order to be fully aligned with source consciousness. So it's all step by step, it's all a process. And that's why it needs time. It cannot be done in 1 second. in one healing. Because when we go through the karmic field, we have to first, the soul just shows a tiny part in the beginning because they're not ready. And then it becomes bigger, the space becomes bigger and bigger in them. And then we can go more deep and more deep and more deep. We can detangle all of the stuff, what is from the family, from past lives.
From the
And then
origin, from the mother goddess. I mean, like I'm listening to you and I can see it. And really, we've seen it. I would say, at least from 2012, right? When the internet kind of blew up and
yeah.
Starseed, Lightworker, that type of thing, groups like that. But it's like, this is what I was talking about earlier. I
Yeah.
feel like what happened during that interlude of the 19th, 20, 21, which was Three Eye Atlas, closest to the Earth, New Moon, Solstice, and all those sisters came on. I think it was 11 shows in 4 days. And there was something came in. It wasn't the conversation. It wasn't the words. There was something that came in. And as I got past Christmas, which was what, 3-4 days later, I heard you're going to go through 3 days of darkness on the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. And it was very masculine. And it'd been going on for, I would say, since like 11/11. And I was kind of resisting it. I'm like, man, fuck this masculine, feminine stuff. I mean, like, we're all the same. They're like, no, this is masculine. So I went through it. And my brother, Gareth, did. And thanked all of us, the you, me, we, and it, that, he came out of it, ICU, induced coma and stuff like that. But my point is, there's something about the atmosphere of what's going on right now. It seems to me to be based strictly, if I want to use that word, and I don't feel like it's constricting, but it's spontaneous, it's intuitive, it's telepathic, it's imaginative, it's courageous, and it's like everything that we know before we came into this point or this circle is gone. Now it's with us. It's with us in terms of like a personal Akashic or whatever the case is. But like we're actually stepping into a space where we don't know what comes from it. And it's not because of the big boogeymans and all the things that have been the catalyst for our expansion. It's like, oh my God, what can I do? What can we do together? Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Because this is full source consciousness. That's why when the human finally understands what source is, and finally finds, the father and the mother means the God and the goddess, the Sophia and God means the full consciousness. That means the full healing will align, because when we are source consciousness, we are already everything. So we are fully surrender, right? We fully surrender because we are fully embraced. Because what is our DNA? What is our cellular system? This is all that. Because when we are working on that, like light language wants to come in since an hour. So I will finish with light language because like
Hey,
the
you need
coding.
to just go right into it. Go right into it, no matter what happens. Let me just say
Okay.
thank you for coming into this space, this sacred space, and sharing yourself and honoring us with your presence. And from here, your words, your light language. Let's go.
Okay. Unra ashta era itara ikura eshta. Ura isha ikianae, ura taisha itinae. Ura ikura sha, ura inai, ura inai, ura inai, ukura shaitanai. Urae, anai, anai, ati, ati, ati.
Oh, wait. I thought you were going to go longer than that.
You want me to go longer?
No, that was beautiful. That was like right on. I don't know how to bring myself back up. No, you're on there by yourself. Now let me see. No, no. I need to be back with you. Anyway, so here we go. Okay. Yeah, that, you know what? I mean, I've done over 4,000 of these shows, and there's obviously over the years been people who've done light language. What I loved about yours, which is the first time it's ever happened, was it was very short. It was very short. And, I'm a music fanatic from like the 60s. Like my brother and my aunts and uncles were like into all the different things when the music exploded in the late 60s. And some of the very best songs have been the shortest. So that's what I felt with your light language. That was very cool. And I thank you very much. I would say, blessings of peace, grace, and love to you and yours. And I would love to collaborate in the future again and bring in these.
But we could bring in the masculine and the feminine.
Well, I mean, just to bring in, I don't want to say unprecedented, but, there are off planet colors that are coming in, off planet geometry that's coming in. And I think it's all based on the off planet experiences. So I really appreciate all the band of frequencies that we exchanged tonight, not just you and me, but with everybody else. And I will be in touch, and let's do it again.
Thank you.
Thank you very
And I
much. All right. Take care.